All right, I know that there's been a lack of good repair videos lately. And like anything else, fella needs a break. I've been at fixing and repairing guitars and in my basement every day, 7 days a week, even when I'm not filming this stuff for YouTube, for a little over 2 years now. And I've just really worked out that I need a little bit of a break from that stuff. I have no interest right now in ripping apart another guitar, even though I have two that need ripping apart right now. Chief among which is that really old guitar that I got from my neighbor. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to repair it, or even if I can repair it. But truthfully, I have lately been personally very consumed by getting my hands on a classical guitar. Ever since I got the Frame S and started playing with nylon strings, I'm like obsessed. I'm so obsessed with the idea of getting a classical guitar that it's been like all I can think about for the last couple of weeks. So I finally got one. I've been in search of one for weeks. And I saw these LaPatrie, they're Godin guitars, they're made in LaPatrie, Quebec. There's like a dozen of these things on sale. Used in at any one time, there's like a dozen of these things for sale. They're always for sale, they just sit online. You tend to see these for sale somewhere around the $300 range. Now, I have to admit, when I Googled this specific brand, I was like, I saw one that was like slightly more than $400 new, and I thought, you're a bit out to lunch asking $300 for this guitar. Maybe it's in really good shape, but everyone seems to be asking $350, $400 even for these things. I was like, how can you be asking so close to retail for these guitars? That's like you're out to lunch. So I offered this guy, like literally offered him $100. I said, like I was being cheeky. I expected him to hopefully come back and negotiate a little bit, but he was asking $350 for this guitar. And I was being cheeky, and I said, listen, I'll offer you $110 cash. I bet you it's the only cash offer you've gotten so far. I bet you it's the only offer that you've gotten that doesn't include a couple of Boss pedals and some other junk that somebody wants to trade you for it. Anyway, that went on for 3 or 4 days, and he finally cracked and finally came down, and we agreed upon $160. We agreed upon $160. So I thought, okay, that's fair. It's about half the price of what this thing's worth brand new. A little less than half the price of what this thing's worth brand new. It's the cash I'm willing to pay for it. Well, I get it home, and it's like, it's, dusty, it's missing a string. I'm like, oh, what did I get here? And then I thought, oh, well, I'll save it to clean up, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to clean this thing up. I didn't want to film it. I was like, it's just this, I'm going to do it here on the couch. I'm not going to, it was like 8 o'clock at night last night when I was doing it. So I just cleaned it up, put a fresh set of strings on it, I oiled the fingerboard. It sounds incredible. It's so nice. And I really like the sound of classical and flamenco music and stuff like that. So I've just been all day like, and it sounds so beautiful, and I'm terrible at playing it, but I can't put it down. I've been playing it since like 7 o'clock this morning. I haven't been able to put it down. I've been sat here on this couch. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't done anything else. I've just been sat here playing this guitar. And that's all I've managed so far. And because I love the way that sounds so much, and because I love being able to make that sound, but well enough for now, and I'm sure it'll get better. I just keep playing it, you know, and this now segues nicely into somebody gave me shit in my last video for playing the same tune over and over and over again. It's like, well, I'm going to clue you all in. I'm not a great player. Would you rather hear me play something I'm confident at playing or something I just stumble over, which is pretty much everything? I mean, I'm sorry. What can I tell you? I play as well as I can to demonstrate the guitars. I'm not Rob Chapman. I never will be Rob Chapman. I can only hope to learn to play quite a bit better than I play now so that I do have a few tunes in my bag of tricks that I can play so that it's not the same song that I play over and over and over again when I demo a guitar. But I figured for the time being, it's at least better to like get a decent take out of something I'm actually confident in playing than, you know, stumbling through everything like I normally do. But anyway, I wanted to do a little bit of an update just about where I'm at with stuff, and I do have a couple of projects that I'm kind of on the fence about doing. One of which is, and if I get any response to this, if you guys want to see this, I'll do it. But I have that amplifier, that Marshall clone, that I've got now a couple of 12-inch speakers, and I was thinking, you know what, maybe it'd be fun to like take all that apart and build a new cabinet and make it a 2x12. Just for fun. I mean, I got all that stuff down there, I might as well do something with it. And I thought the way I could do it might be interesting. I have some old IKEA shelving, so pine shelving, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to take apart some of this pine shelving and make a wooden cabinet for a 2x12. Because normally they just use like, you know, normally you just get like birch ply or something like that. Even in a really good cabinet, it's usually like birch ply, right? So I was thinking pine box. A pine box 2x12. I think that would be funny. I think it would be an interesting project to do. And I think it might be a nice change of pace. So, you know, at the moment, I don't have a lot to work on guitar-wise. I do have one, which is that Kawai thing, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to save that thing. It's pretty twisted out of alignment. So I don't know if that thing's going to make it to YouTube. To YouTube's. But I guess I'll end this video by saying I'm 41, and probably like many of you, you know, I've owned mostly electric guitars. I've owned quite a few acoustic guitars, but I've never had one that I wanted to play this much. And because it sounds so nice, I can't put it down. And I was thinking about the logic of the fact that classical guitars really do have quite a limited appeal in the used market. And what a great place to go get yourself a guitar for a smoking good price. Because guys trying to sell Les Pauls online, well, they're trying to get really close to retail. Anything that's got a brand name that you recognize, guys are always trying to get really close to retail with it. So it makes it hard getting a good deal on those sorts of guitars. Christ, even Epiphones. Anyway, so I'm just both shocked at the deal I got on this and the fact that, yeah, classical guitars, if you just want to make music and you want to have something nice to kick around with on the couch, I would highly recommend to those of you who haven't tried a classical guitar, go look for one. Go play a few of them. It's going to take you a while to get used to the neck profile for sure. It's quite a lot wider neck. So for those of you who haven't played these things, like, the neck profile is really wide on them. But my one's really nice. Here, let me just, like, look at this thing. It's So yeah, my one is really nice. It's got a tusk nut and saddle. It's rosewood back and sides, mahogany neck. Look at these gorgeous tuners. They're pearloid, but just beautiful. Just beautiful to behold. And sounds gorgeous. So yeah, can you believe I paid $160 for this thing? Like, it's in perfect condition. It's got a few little nickety nicks. I could probably count them. 1, 2, 3. I think there was another one, but it doesn't really matter, right? Like, who cares? It's been played a little bit. But yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I have to say, I didn't know which model I was getting, and when I got it home and Googled it, I nearly shit myself. Anyway, so yeah, even this is pretty nice. This little silk screened, it looks like silk screen. Thing around the sound hole is really nice looking. Just, I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Cedar top. Rosewood bridge, I think. I think that's rosewood. But just stupid beautiful. And so the reason I wanted to share this video, not so much to show off that I got a great guitar. Well, yes, but to show off the kind of great guitar I got for... I'm just shocked at the price I paid for that. So, if you're looking for something to make a racket with, just sitting around on the couch, who'd have thought? Classical guitars. Are classical guitars in your neck of the woods? Like, are they cheap? Are they easy to come by? Or is there 100 of them online just all sat there? Obviously, I'm very big into the used market. I don't... you'd have to twist my arm to go pay retail for something now. Now that I've figured out how to get used guitars, you'd have to twist my arm really hard now to go spend another dime in an actual guitar shop and pay full retail on something I just know I'm not going to keep. But that might be different for someone else who's going to keep something. So if you're the sort of person who wants to keep something forever, you might want to go into a shop and pay full price and have something that's brand new that no one else has ever touched. I definitely understand that sentiment. I used to suffer, I don't want to say suffer, but I used to have exactly that sentiment. I want to buy something, I want it to be brand new. I don't want somebody else to have had their greasy hands all over it. But personally, I've changed my mind in that regard, and I think that I've benefited immensely. I've had, owned over 100 guitars. I've lost count of how many guitars I've owned, and this is something else I've thought about. The fact that I've been able to own so many guitars means I've laid my hands on so many different types of things that I know what I like. And I've had the benefit of temporary ownership of all these things, so it's like having loved and lost. It's like having had a lot of girlfriends. I mean, you're gonna die eventually, right? So you can't take this shit to the grave with you. Might as well enjoy it for a little while, pass it on, let somebody else enjoy it, and get something else. And just, that for me is the variety, the spice of life, right? Just one final thought. Really silly thing. I was just trying to be funny. Eric Clapton, I don't think Eric Clapton is about to die any minute. I'm sorry I offended you, Eric Clapton fans. My bad. I was just trying to be funny. All I meant by that was that he is an elderly man. He's 70. He's not going to live forever. Even if he lives until he's 90 or 95, it's another 20 years. That's within our lifetimes. That's within guys my age lifetime. He's probably going to pass. And I was merely curious if any of these signature models would increase in value after he eventually passes. I know a couple of you brought up the Stevie Ray Vaughan ones. Those are hella expensive. Used here, they're stupid expensive. They're really, first of all, really hard to come by. I've seen maybe 2 of them. But they're stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. So getting an SRV one is And I wonder if that's just due to it's a better guitar, or is because he died quite a few years ago. I don't know. That's where that curiosity came from. Anyway, so let me know if you guys want to see like a building amp project, because I think if enough people want to see that, I'll do it. So anyway, back in a few days with hopefully fixing something or building something.